Hi, my loves. It's Jory, my lady girl from around the way, where we have culture, conversation, and community. And in today's video, I'm coming to y'all with some commentary because I just feel like it. Because I feel like I have a couple of more things to say about sinners and why y'all are dragging Miss Rumi. I think that's how you say her name, Rumi. Rumi. I'm gonna just say R because I don't want to mispronounce her name. Before I hop into my commentary, I want you guys to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, like the video. Okay, not a remix. Y'all, I think that there's so much discourse about the difference between Mary, which was the white presenting woman, and Annie, who was Smoke's love interest. Um, and I wanted to kind of really just talk about that. And her name is Wunmi with the W. I was saying it incorrectly. I find that a lot of people are just in an uproar and talking a lot about Mary and talking about, how she's a bad one, how she's this, how she's that. Now, although she looks like a white woman, she does say that her father is half black, and I'm going to assume that her mom was white, so that would make her something like an octoroon, which is or maybe a quadroon. She probably, no, an octoroon. And that's just based off the one drop rule. Think Ashley Darby's baby. I mean, I don't want to say it like to be shady, but I'm sorry. Similar in that way, just for visual context. And a lot of men are talking about her, saying how attractive she is and how beautiful she is in the role. And then obviously she was the one who ended up still surviving as a vamp at the end of the movie, and Annie, who was more, I want to say, beloved by the film, by the people who watched the film, women rather, I should say, unfortunately did not make it in the physical, although we've seen a very, very beautiful ending. Now, a lot of people are mad by the fact that she is a dark skinned, bigger, full size, mid sized woman, and people are having a hard time, um, I guess, just seeing a woman that looks like Wumi. I don't want to say average in the sense of her beauty, because her beauty is not average. Okay, she is a beautiful, beautiful woman, dark skin, full figured woman. I just want to say beautiful woman in general, but I feel like a lot of people on TikTok are just like going in on her because she is plus size, and I don't know what it is. And I feel like I'm going to speak about this every single time that I have an opportunity to. But plus size women, big women, mid-sized women, BBW, however you want to phrase it, are attractive, are sexy. You know, the Kevin Samuels of the world have y'all convinced that if you were 20 pounds overweight, if you were 2 pounds overweight, if you were 50 pounds overweight, that a man is not going to want you. Now, I don't think that it's the fact that they're calling her ugly. I don't think it's the fact that they're even calling her big. I think it's a juxtaposition of her being opposite of Mary, who is white presenting and thin, right? I think the conversation would be different had she been a dark skinned, big breasted, slim woman. It's the fact that she looked like an average woman. A lot of times people have a hard time seeing full figure, plus sized women being sex symbols and sexy in this way, because somehow their bigger bodies come off as matronly. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why, but we don't have to get into it. But we seen her in the film or the movie, not the film or the movie, girl, the TV series Lovecraft Country, and she was very sexy then. I don't understand why it's so confusing to see her in these roles where she is not only a critical component to a film, but then also too she shows a level of sexiness, she shows a level of femininity even, and sensuality. And I think that the public has a hard time accepting full size dark skinned women in that role, because of course, your black ass is supposed to be ancient mama. You're not supposed to be getting bent over and hunched on by someone like a Michael B. Jordan. And I'm here to tell y'all that there is an attraction to women of all shapes and all sizes. And just because we don't see it on the Hollywood, the big screen, doesn't mean that it's not happening in real life. Y'all have to be fucking for real when we're talking about some of these things. What makes y'all think that a mid-sized plus size woman ain't getting hunched on by no man? Why can't you see that as sexy? Because, society has told you only whiteness and thinness is what's sexy and what's attractive to men. There are some men who only prefer women who are of a certain size. Like, y'all, let's start being for real. And I think that Ryan Coogler is brilliant in casting a woman who represents the average, woman. The average woman is not pencil thin and white. Let's be clear. You know what I'm saying? Like, black women especially come with an extra piece of meat. They come with an extra piece of thigh meat, a side meat, a little two-piece combo, and a little biscuit to add to the end of it. And so instead of tearing women down, whether you are thin, mid-size, plus size, just be okay with the representation. Okay, just applaud the ability that she can fill this role and do it so impeccably. And I don't think that it has anything to do with her beauty. I don't think that it has anything to do with her look or her size. I think that it's the fact that because Michael B. Jordan obviously was playing a twin, and the other twin was with a woman who was very white presenting, and then also two very thin. It's very hard for you all to imagine that the same person or a person of the similar look or whatever would have an attraction to a woman like Annie. And y'all fat phobia is slipping out. And y'all bigotry is slipping out. Okay? And I want to just take a moment to talk about her as an incredible actress, an incredible artist, and she looks and eats down every time we see her on the screen. Every single time. And so I urge us all to take a look at our own biases when it comes to women and how we police our bodies. And I don't want to hear nothing about y'all being, oh, well, you got to be, oh, you ain't, you unhealthy, this, that, and third. Girl, go over there and heal your fibroids and your PCOS. Okay? Fix some hormonal issues before you trying to police somebody on what they eat and what they're not. And then also, never be confused and never think that because a woman is plus size, that a man is not interested in her. That is a lie and a trick of the enemy that social media has perverted your mind, girl. Let's be clear. Now, another critique that I was seeing too is that she did kind of come off like matriarchal. And the first thing he did was put his head in her bosom and everything like this. Black women are typically seen and known to coddle and to nurture black women. I'm not necessarily mad at that image because this was the 1930s. All right, now in 2025, that's something completely different. But and for it being a timepiece period, it made sense. And even though she did come off a little matronly, she was still sexy. And those two things can coexist. You can be motherly, you can be all of these things. We have these caricatures of ancient mama and all of these things, and we completely take them, their autonomy and sexuality away from it. But those two things can coexist. A woman can be a mother and nurturing and also to be sexy as hell. What is wrong with you people? We're still holding on to these indoctrinations from Jim Crow and racism and everything like this. Like, y'all, let's, like, why do you think that there is a such thing called MILFs? Okay. So I want to know what you think about this. I don't know if I've been the only one hearing the kind of like backlash, and he was messing with her, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I think the photos that they have been putting out is just beautiful and brilliant, and we need to see this. We need to see average looking, and I'm not saying average by her beauty, but the size, real women. Think about Joe Scott, right? Joe Scott is one of those full size, plus size, or mid size women who also thrives in her sensuality and sexuality. And just because she's big doesn't mean that she's not sexy or appealing. Let's take a step away from that, y'all. Let's be for real. Let me know what you think. Drop down in the comments. As always, I'm sending you much love and much light, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Peace.